a baby, and my fiance's mom hates me for it.
You're hating on a baby?
Hating on a baby?
Weird. You got a grudge on a baby?
This is my first and probably only post, barring an update. So basically, I am the child of an affair. My mom fell in love with and got knocked up with me by a guy who was already married. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own story to the r/OKStorytime subreddit, come on. My dad would periodically visit my mom and me until I was about 4, which is when his wife found out about my mom. We never saw him again. Once in a while, I think he sent some child support checks, but I'm not sure. I barely remember him since I was really young when he left me and my mom, and he never visited much. While I was awake or around, anyway. I don't think he really was interested in me, just my mom. My mom had 2 jobs to support us, one at a fast food joint during the day and the other at a spicy club, which I didn't find out about until I was 16. She lied and told me that she had another job at another restaurant. I'm fairly certain my mother was also a spicy sleep worker on the side, but I've never confirmed, and frankly, I don't want to know. She had frequent boyfriends, which she would mooch off of until she got tired of their crap or they got tired of hers. Anyway, fast forward to present day. I'm engaged to the most wonderful man in the world after dating for 4 years and planning a wedding about 8 months from now. Congratulations. So exciting. My mother still works as a spicy dancer and lives with her current boyfriend, who is honestly a sweet guy, but is also a disappearing act and a heavy drinker. My fiance's mother is not too wonderful. She found out, of course, about me and my mom's background and present occupation, and she hates both of us. She's telling Mike, my fiance, not to marry me because I'm the product of adultery and I grew up in a home where cheating is viewed as acceptable and permissible, and therefore I will most likely cheat on Mike and he will have to get a paternity test on any children I have so he's not stuck with some other man's baby. She called my mom a harlot and a salute and no good man stealing trash. Mike's mother has been married twice and both of her husbands cheated on her, the first one with the spicy dancer, so I can sort of understand why Mike's mom is kind of paranoid and doesn't look with fondness on me or my mom. Mike is upset with the way that his mom talks to and about me and my mom, but doesn't know what to do. It's his mom and he loves her, and up till now they had a really good relationship. But she doesn't understand why her son, who could have a good girl, would settle for someone like me. How? For the record, I graduated with honors, have a great job, supported myself, and have never cheated on Mike or the other boyfriends I've had. I loathe cheating and do not think it's okay at all. As for my mom, she was of course deeply hurt by what my future mother-in-law said. I'll be the first to admit that what my mom did and has done in the past is not okay. But I don't hate my mom. She's just a very silly and immature woman who is lacking in common sense, but is not malicious in any way. She's actually very sweet and giving most of the time. But she has terrible taste in men and has made a lot of poor life decisions. She says that she knows her affair with my dad was wrong, but loves love, and she couldn't help who she loved. She still views my dad as the one who got away and the love of her life. I think he's the only man she's ever really loved. I remember after my dad disappeared, her crying her eyes out every night for months and drinking herself into a stew. Obviously, she's delusional and has never really learned from her mistakes. She lacks basic life skills and has always relied on her looks. She's a very, very beautiful woman and relying on her charm to get by in life. But I know that she did her best to be a parent to me, and I know she loves me. Is it too much for me to ask my future mother-in-law to treat my mother with respect? Or for me for that matter? No, not at all. I'm not sure what I can ask of Mike, who feels caught in the middle and isn't sure what to do. He's never had a serious argument or been truly angry with his mother before. He hates what she says, but it's clearly messing with his head because his mom has never been wrong, which he knows she is now.
I mean, I get it. She's your mom. Yeah. But you need to put up those boundaries and say, hey, this is my partner and you can't talk about her that way. Or her mom for that matter.
Right. Not to have like your different opinions. What can I ask? And what should I ask of my fiance? And how should I respond to Mike's mom? I want to just cut her out of my life, but I'm not sure that's fair to ask him. I want him to be happy, too. I have a short temper, though, and it takes everything inside me not to explode at his mom and just verbally rip her to shreds, especially when she said those things to my mom's face. Yikes. Yeah, that would be hard. Some quick comments are, your fiance needs to be the one who responds, not you. He needs to make it clear that to her that an attack on you is an attack on him, that the two of you are one united force now, and the things she's saying are. If he doesn't do this, you really must not marry him, because it won't get better, and she'll eventually do everything she can to pry your children. Someone responds, "Can you imagine the nasty things she'll tell to her own grandkids?" OP responds, "I know. It's just hard because he's never really been a mama's boy before, but is kind of acting like it now. I know he's torn because they are very close, and it's for him that someone he loves and respects so much is bashing on the person he loves the most. It's hard for him to reconcile the two in his mind, but he knows that I cannot and will not marry him if he doesn't do something about this soon. I won't be with a coward who just chooses his mom over me. I'm just not sure how much is fair to ask. I just need him to do something." And we do have an update.
We're about to find out if he does something.
About to find out, but of course, put your answers in the chat. What would you do? How would you phrase these things? How far would you go? But there is an update, so let's get into it. I want to thank everyone who took the time to comment, even the haters and just generally overall rude and tacky people. Most of you were kind and supportive and helped me think the whole thing through. I really didn't appreciate all the nasty comments directed at my mother. She's really a kind and sweet woman who I dearly love, who has made a few bad choices in life and is too immature and emotionally damaged to see it. At least she didn't abandon me like my dad did. That was also the first and only married man she has ever had any kind of relationship with. However, I know that this is Reddit, and a subset of this community just loves any opportunity to judge and bash women for any mistake and think that they deserve eternal damnation. I guess it was to be expected. Also clarifying, Mike's dad was actually my future mother-in-law's second husband. Her first husband cheated on her with a spicy dancer, but that is not Mike's dad. Mike's dad also cheated, but it wasn't with a spicy sleepwalker. It was a mutual friend or coworker or something like that. Not sure on the details.
OP is at fault for her mom's behavior when her
Right.
son is not at fault for his dad's behavior.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way, because a part of me was like, oh, but I mean, he's not like an affair baby. But I mean, at the same time, like, he does still have a parent that did cheat.
I don't know.
That
a little
is
bit weird.
wild.
It was already weird, but a little
Yeah.
bit more weird.
That's a great point. Mike is no contact with his father and does not like to talk about him, so I don't ask. Anyways, on to the actual update. I actually showed Mike the post. He was quiet but kind, asked me to let him think on it, and then cooked me my favorite dinner and drew me a bath with scented oil and candles. About a day after I posted, Mike asked me to sit and talk with him. He started off the bat by sincerely apologizing. He said the things his mother said to me and my mom were so awful and brazen that he was taken aback and froze up in response. He said that yes, his mom has made the odd snippy comment about me or my mom, but he's been good about deflecting the comment and changing the subject. He just never expected an explosion of that magnitude. He then apologized for not addressing his mother sooner, but it's been so hard for him to wrap his mind around it. That he deeply loves and respects his mother, and it has been so hard to think about the implications of her actions and what it can mean for his relationship with her. However, his life is with me now, and that if he thinks he's grown up enough to get married, he needs to put me first, regardless of his mother.
Exactly.
I will say I can understand why Mike is so close with his mom. I'll be the first to say that I do not like my future mother-in-law, but she has many admirable qualities about her. She's very tough and ambitious and strove to make Mike have a happy and successful life despite 2 failed marriages and being a single mom. She is quite successful career-wise. She's just too closed-minded and controlling for me to ever like her.
Yeah.
Anywho, Mike said that none of what his mom said affected his view on me, that I'm amazing and beautiful and just perfect, and he doesn't care what my background is. He's still marrying me, and that will make him the happiest man on the planet. Aw, that's cute. Mike asked me to sit right there on the sofa. He then got his phone and called his mother. I'll relay the main conversation. Mike. Mom, hi. I'm calling because there's something I need to talk to you about. It's about what you've been saying about my fiance and my future mother-in-law and what you said to their faces. Future mother-in-law starts to argue. Mike, no. Stop right now. I'm not going to listen to this BS anymore. Look, I know how much Tom and Dad hurt you, and I'm sorry about that. I really am, but taking it out on OP and her mom won't fix it or make it better. Jezebel, my mother, isn't the one who cheated on you, and OP didn't exactly choose to be born into the life she's had. Don't you think if she had a choice, she'd have done different? Future mother-in-law starts to argue and yell. Mike, Mom, shut up and listen.
Dang.
Shut up and listen.
Dang.
Wow, not pulling any punches.
Mm-mm.
Future mother-in-law, silence. Mike's never talked that way to her ever. Mike, OP is more than good enough for me. She's smart, successful, witty, ambitious, and beautiful. She has a good heart and is going to do amazing things. She's all this in spite of her past. And you know what, Mom? If you think she'll cheat on me because of her parents' relationship, then I guess I'm bound to cheat on her too. Exactly what you're saying. Because my dad was a cheat and my mom had the bad judgment to marry 2 cheaters in a row. Boom.
Shots fired.
All right. Future mother-in-law. What? But there were consequences. You weren't born from it. And I got them both out of my life. I never said it was okay. It's different. You saw how it was bad to cheat. She was raised thinking it's okay. Ugh. Mike said she sounded really shaken. Mike and OP didn't have consequences because her dad cheated. He abandoned her. Because of infidelity, she had to grow up without a father. Do you think OP wanted that? I love all that he's saying right now.
He's popping off.
He for real is. Future mother-in-law, silence. Starts to speak. Mike, no. This conversation is finished. If you still want a place at the wedding, you will drop this topic today, immediately, forever.
Heck yeah.
You don't have to love OP or her mother. You don't even have to like them. But you will treat both of them with respect. If you don't, you won't have a place in my life or the lives of any kids OP and I have. OP is my friend and partner, and she will be my wife. Anything said against her is also said against me. And I won't have someone around who is disrespectful and cruel for no reason to me and her. Her mom is going to be my mom. I plan on calling Jezebel Mom because that's what she will be. Future mother-in-law, silence, starts crying. My mother-in-law never cries. Mike, you owe OP an apology. You also owe her mother one, but I can't control that. But I can control what happens in my house. I will not talk to you until you have apologized to OP and are ready to be civil to her and her mother. Hangs up. Wow.
Dang,
Wow.
man. Dang.
That's
Whoa.
crazy.
He popped off.
He popped off.
And this is what we wanted.
That's
At
exactly
the end of
what
the
we
day, this
wanted.
is exactly what we wanted. We just wanted to
Yes.
stand up for his partner, and then he did.
This strongest spine I've ever seen.
Strong spine.
The spine
Spine
is-
of steel.
Spine of steel.
That's
Exactly.
a Wolverine spine right there.
Yeah. OP says, I was and still am speechless. My fiance is the kindest person in the world, but he stood up for me and my mother without backing down. Oh, and it doesn't stop there. Mike then called my mom and apologized for his mother's behavior and said that he had talked to her and it shouldn't happen again, but if it does, to please not hesitate to tell him. He also asked if he could start calling her mom, and my mom said, of course. I know this meant the world to her. He also sent her a big bouquet of flowers to her for her birthday, which she should be getting sometime today or tomorrow. My mom texted me later saying that she wished she could have been loved like I am at any point in her life and to please not take what I have for granted. Wow. She said she is so happy for me and thinks that Mike is the most wonderful guy in the world. I got all choked up and texted her back a thank you and that I thought so. Still haven't heard from future mother-in-law, but neither of us expect to for a while. She hasn't communicated with Mike at all either, which tells us that she took what he said very hard. It'll probably take a while for her to recover from it. My guess is that she'll probably feel like I stole her son from her and have corrupted him, but I guess that's what happens when you marry a conniving sin spawn. I really don't care, and it isn't my problem. As long as she keeps her opinions about me and my mom to herself, I'll tolerate her for Mike's sake and any future kids we have. I know for a fact that if she steps out of line, Mike won't have any qualms about cutting her out, so I'm not worried about it. Anyways, thanks again, Reddit. I wanted to share my happy update with you since most of y'all were so good to me. Now, getting ready to have lunch with Mike and start planning our wedding. Bless his heart.
Yay!
How sweet. How sweet. But you know what I want to share?
What?
I want to share the fact that we have more episodes
Oh my god.
with full stories, just like
way.
this one. Just like this one. Can you believe it?
I can't.
Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
Just do it.
We got you. We got you. But there is a little edit here. Edit. All right. taking this post down and getting real tired of all the PMs and posts. My first one I had a bunch of misogynists. This time I've gotten people saying it's fake. Haters gonna hate. Sorry my writing isn't good enough. I don't know what you all want. Thank you for those who have been supportive and helpful. I'm happy to be with Mike and planning my wedding and don't need any more negativity than already exists. Congrats. You got your wish. I'm signing off forever and there will be no post-wedding update because I'm sick of all the a-holes on here being absolute wieners to me and my mother and saying Mike is a figment of my imagination because he's too good to be real. Ciao.
But you know what? Kind of a compliment.
Yeah, right?
He's too good.
Too
Like,
good,
thank you.
man. And sometimes if people think it's fake, it's because your writing is too good.
Yeah.
So don't think it's because it's bad. There is a quick comment too. I'm so happy you guys are a team for this problem, but a future mother-in-law is isolated in her immediate familiar group. Might want to send someone to check up on her. Holidays are coming up and she might be low and bitter. She might react irrational and harm herself, but use caution. Mike checking in himself would counteract the boundaries he's trying. OP responds, yeah, no. She has 2 other kids, Mike's younger brother and sister, that live within a 10 to 15-minute driving distance of her. She'll be fine. We live a plane ride away, but Mike is her favorite, so she's going to be extra hurt and pouty about the whole thing. She's probably hoping the silent treatment breaks Mike and he comes crawling back, which is definitely not happening. There will be no contact from either of us until I get an apology. Wow, that had a good ending.
It did. It was a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy, except for the mother-in-law.
Yeah, except for the mother-in-law. It was a bit of a rocky road, but we got there in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations, OP.